Trader Roundup Friday, post ICT live stream. Your boy Kit in the house. We're here at 9:24, getting ready to open up this market. And Michael came on. It was kind of brief. It felt like kind of short. I wasn't sure if he was going to come back on or not. So kind of held tight. But I mean, we are watching. I mean, he called price, and I mean, we're blowing off, topping off this market. So I would argue, as he was stating earlier, pretty dangerous to, become enamored with, I think, one single direction. I mean, being a bear today, it's tough with the amount of expansion that we're still dealing with. So be curious to see if we get some type of top off here. I'd like to see a retrace back to 500 personally. But this is pretty, it's pretty dangerous territory. So, Wang Guru Jr. in his house. We'll see if we get Michael up here, or if he sees that we're kind of here online. He could be perusing the YouTubes. But Wangaru, what's going on, buddy? Wangaru Jr. Oh boy. I'm talking to the guy named Wangaru. You there, buddy? Saeed, you're up next, bro. Jump in here. Got trades up here.
Just saying salam, that it means peace be upon everybody who is here. And first of all, Michael, I think Michael is not here, but I want to share something with everybody that being in this community, it helped me a lot. And I have been studying Michael for almost like 5 years now. Yes, from 2021. Yes, I started studying. Shall I tell the whole story, or just wrap it around?
Do you know the protocol here, mate? No, we have a very specific protocol. So yes, I would like you
remember the protocol. Yes, every time you have to remind those speakers to remind those speakers about the protocol. English is not my first language, but I will try to communicate as best as I can. Okay, so I try to approach the market with actually my model is a mixed one. So I like being in markets with the approach of opening range gap, what is first presented fair value gap, and the next one is silver bullet. That is very easy to me, and I have taken my time studying these from last like 1 year. Previous 1 year, I have been studying this, and that is working for me. So what's not working is be myself, because I go on tilt after like 1 or 2 weeks, and sometimes I think like that I know everything, and then you know what happens. Most of us know.
Yeah, I know exactly what happens.
Yes. So that is about me being wrong. It's not Michael or anyone else. So
right.
The whole core. I had 3 questions for Michael, not three, but a lot of them. But
I mean, this is recorded. We can come back to it. I'll do my best to help provide any type of feedback, and you never know, he might show up here as well. So feel free to carry on,
no
mate.
problem. Okay. So questions. Let me find them. Where did I put the paper? Okay. Okay, Kit, you can also answer these questions, or maybe someone else who knows about this, because a lot of traders over here, they all have been studying Michael, and they all have their own approaches. Yes. So if my question right now, it is.
Hey, wait a second. Are people rudely interrupting other people?
Hello.
Are people rudely interrupting other people talking?
Okay.
Are you being disrespectful and interrupting other people?
Sorry. It's my bad.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
okay. Then be
I,
quiet, go on mute, and please continue, Asaid.
yeah.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Parm didn't know,
So the
accidentally went off of mute. It's okay. It's all good.
it's
Go
no,
ahead.
it's
Continue.
fine. It's fine. It's fine. So the question, first question is that can we run standard deviations on regular trading? What is that? RDH high and lows. Can we run standard deviations on that one? First is
That
this,
sounds like
and
that sounds like a
sec.
lazy question. That sounds like a lazy
Really,
question. What's a lazy question? Something that you can prove to yourself on the
please
charts
elaborate.
without asking. Would you agree?
But I just wanted to know that is there someone else doing this or not? Like this just came to my mind, so I asked.
You can use standard deviations on charts, yes. You can also utilize what you've been taught in price action model 5. You can utilize your ICT concepts and understandings towards market makers. You can be utilizing range logic or gap logic, right? Measurements.
All
Whoo,
right.
look at that.
Uh,
Look at that. I like
Thank
that.
you. That's much
Right
helpful.
to, right to almost. Fall into that fair value gap. Give me that 848
As
price.
far as the last question, he also literally just did that on his stream yesterday, I'm pretty sure.
Thank you. Thank you very much. When we get redundant questions or when you ask something that has literally just been taught, it's just a reflection on the fact that you're not paying attention. I'm not mad at you, but I am going to bring it to your attention that you're asking something that is clearly already taught or that has been brought up to the community's attention. So thank you, Hunt Trades. High five, by the way. How you doing, buddy?
I'm good. Good morning. I want to say this, kind of piggybacking off that last point. It's okay
Yes, sir.
to go be curious in your charts, guys. Like, Michael is revealing so much information, right? But I've said this many times, and I'll say it again. He is teaching logic with examples. Do not hold on to the example and only look at the example used to teach the logic he's trying to get across. Because a lot of the time, he comes out with something quote unquote new to people, but it's the same exact logic that's been taught since 2016. And it's okay
Well said,
to
buddy.
go play
I
around.
really like that you said that. That's a great point. Sorry, I didn't mean to
You're
interrupt.
good. It's okay to go play around with these things and like be curious in your charts, because the charts are going to confirm your questions 99% of the time. If you see something in your chart and you can go repeat that 10, 15, 20 days out of the last 20 days and see some sort of use of that thing, you don't even need to go back and back test years and years and years and years of data, because what he's taught us is so clear. If you believe these markets are algorithmic and you believe everything that he's taught us and you see the charts prove something to you with the concept that you've taken from him playing around in your charts, the markets is going to tell you if you're right or not. You don't need to ask Michael to get confirmation. I know it feels good sometimes, and we all do it, and we all want to know that we're on the right track. But the markets are the ones who proved him that he was right. The markets are who proved what he was seeing was right. The market's the one who proves every single thing that he's taught us to be accurate and true. It's not true because Michael said it was true. It's true because the markets proved it was true, and now he's telling it to us. And that's something that I just posted it this morning. I've had an event horizon type level on my chart between what everybody has traded as the all-time high and what the all-time high is on B adjust. And I posted it in the chat here. You can see the screenshot of my charts. And If you put eighths on the old high as we all knew it, which was, let me look at the numbers here just so I can be accurate. I think it was 24. What was it? 26,400 on NQ up to 26,860 or so. That's the old high based on what we all traded as the old high. And the B adjust all-time high is significantly higher because the contracts are different. And if you go put the quadrants or eighths on that range from the high that we all know to the high that is on the current contract, you'll see price play off of those eighth levels on ES, NQ, any chart you do it on. And Michael didn't come out and teach that specifically, but he did teach that you can use the B adjust to find different liquidity levels. Well, if you know everything that we know that he's taught us and how these markets are algorithmic, just throw the level on your chart and watch what happens out of curiosity. You don't have to use it the first time you watch it, but every time this type of situation happens where we're making new all-time highs and you know that B adjust or the current contract will have a different high than the one that was actually traded actively by everybody, see if there's anything of value there. And that's probably how Michael started doing all of this before he started teaching any of this to us. And that's kind of, it almost feels like what he expects us to do when he gives us homework and says, go look in our charts for this thing, because he knows what you're going to see when you start looking for what he tells you to look for. That's why it's so important to not just watch the videos, not just listen to the spaces, but you really got to spend some time in your charts just playing around with stuff. Like if you find a concept from a video, the video is not going anywhere. Hit pause, go directly into your charts at that moment and start digging for a while and see what you find. Because
excellent point. Real quick, Hunt Trades. I just want to add what Hunt Trades is saying is exactly the point I was making earlier. When we have questions, there's never a bad time to ask a question, but there are questions that can appear kind of lazy. And a question that you can prove to yourself on the charts, a question that you can validate, substantiate, and prove to yourself, but you're unwilling to do it, or that you haven't taken the time at all to do it. It's one thing if you're procuring information and there is some form of validation within a community. Validation and substantiation are two words that mean a lot. Validation and substantiation. Some folks need to substantiate what they are doing. You do that through repetition. You do that through data. You do that through research. And some people need validation. What's validation? Validation is like, is it even worth doing? And I understand that question. And I come here live on Front Street to tell you, you can apply core content to the commodities and to the indices, even if the original content over almost, well, we talking 7 years now? What are we in? We're in 26. We're talking 10 years ago, 2016. We're talking content 10 years ago that lives online, that's referencing another, what is FX? What are we referring to? Michael talked about it again in the space today. CME assets. You're talking about the CME group. Those are algorithmically delivered assets that are traded within an exchange. The CME group is what you spend all of your time and energy to work in. That's your work environment. So when we are talking about, when you hear Michael talk about an FX pair, a currency pair, that could be FX, that could be futures, that could be a commodity, that could be treasuries, that could be bonds. All of those are markets that have algorithmically derived price action. With algorithmically derived price action, guess what? Core content month 8, all 8 episodes becomes a fractal of understanding for you. And those of you too lazy to associate and to actually collect and connect the dots. Yeah, but Kit, he talks about a central bank dealer's range, and that's only in FX. It has absolutely nothing to do with the indices. So when he's talking about the 1400 hour, what am I supposed to do in relationship or conjunction to being someone who trades the indices or commodities? Excellent question. What do? You look at your assets close. When is it? Well, it depends on what you're talking about. If it's a currency pair, it's going to be X. If it's gold, it's going to be Y, 1300. If it's an index, could close at 1600. If it's a dollar, could close at a different time. So your open and closes within the CME, within futures, currencies, commodities, indices, they're all slightly different. They're open and they're closed. You need to be capable of discerning this through SMT, through correlations, correlated assets, and where and how you are trading. 8 is about schematic. You are taking the end of a day, the closure of an asset, and you're going to measure that. Was that tightly bound, consolidated range at the end of the day? Yes or no? You can measure that however you want, but was it a consolidation? Yes or no? Well, no. Yes or no? Was the end of the day, and in this case, I will provide to you my specifications for core content month 8, NASDAQ. 1600 close to 2000. CBDR for the indices. 16 to 20. 20 to midnight is the Asian range. Together, 16 through midnight is the flout. 3 ranges, depending on how tightly bound or loose those ranges are, will determine the schematic in which you anticipate the market the following day. That's an everyday, doesn't matter. I don't give a fuck what you're trading. We can get into more uniform algorithmic measures beyond your fib that assist you, the trader, in understanding how to find edge with numbers. A percentage off of an open price is a uniform algorithmic measure. So if you don't know what I just said, go back and listen again. Make that make sense with your price tool. You have percentages off of an open that are uniform algorithmic measurements. Now go study month 8 with that information. Okay?
Yeah, I think we're all required to have some curiosity when we come into this. We don't get into the markets because we just expect it to like work exactly how we expect it to work. And we don't learn ICT because everything everybody else says works, right? We start learning this stuff because we have curiosity on why 95% of people fail in these markets. And how does somebody come out here with the precision that we see from Michael, and potentially, if Michael wasn't your first exposure to it, one of his students. And then we come with the curiosity of how can we get that precision? So you're starting with a lot of curiosity by even getting into trading in the first place, but you have to maintain that curiosity after you've found that thing, which for all of us, that thing is ICT. But don't expect Michael to come spoon feed you every single thing that he knows, because there's so much to it. And it's not, you'll never hear him come out and say, I have all this stuff that I'm not going to openly teach anybody, but you could never find it if you went and looked for it in your charts on your own. You know, he never once has said that. And there's times when, you know, you'll have one of those things figured out that he maybe hasn't taught, or maybe hasn't taught in a lesson that you've watched, and then he comes out and teaches it. And it's not like, I've even seen somebody say that it's like he's taking people's questions and then it's like he's learning it from their questions. Like, that's just ridiculous, people. Like, let's
Yeah,
let's be
that's
realistic.
retarded.
Let's be realistic here. Like, the man who's been teaching us this for 10 years or 15 years, who has been using it for 35, probably has seen all of it that you could have ever thought of. And you also have to think about our brain's ability to